Imagine if everyone within your organization awakens their entrepreneurial mind to consistently conquer strategic challenges. The impossible suddenly becomes possible. And that's the real power of what I do. I teach people to think like entrepreneurs. After my keynotes, audiences feel inspired because they've heard incredible stories of how other organizations have overcome similar challenges to them. They also feel excited about their current situation because they've just learned new techniques that they can use as soon as they get back to work and put into practice to overcome whatever challenges they're going through. But most of all, audiences feel as though they believe in themselves, that anything is possible. Why? Because they've awakened their entrepreneurial mind, and that's incredibly powerful. Entrepreneurship to me, or rather the entrepreneurial mind, is about something really simple but incredibly powerful. It's about taking an idea and achieving an outcome. Now, if that was so simple, everyone would be entrepreneurs, right? But what exists between the idea and the outcome are these things called barriers. Now, the good news is that in my 15 years of working with this model, there's only been 3 barriers you really need to pay attention to. The first barrier is the mental barrier of your people. Do they believe in the idea? Do they believe in themselves? Do they have the right mindset to actually take this idea and achieve the outcome? Because in a lot of organizations out there, their people just don't have the self-confidence or the belief in the idea to ever get anything done. So it just dies. So that's the first barrier. The second barrier your people are going to face in taking this idea and achieving the outcome is external barriers. So most of the time, that's really communication issues. How do you communicate this idea in such a way to relevant stakeholders, whether that's colleagues, whether that's the board, whether that's senior management, whether that's customers? How do you communicate the idea in such a way to get buy-in? External barriers could also be financial barriers. We just don't have the budget to do this. Or it could be legal barriers, or in certain parts of the world, it could even be political barriers. Okay? The third barrier that prevents an idea from ever turning into an outcome is sometimes when your people believe in themselves and their abilities and have belief in the idea, and even if they communicate that idea to relevant stakeholders in a great way, sometimes the idea fails because it's just not a well thought out idea. It's not bulletproof. And if you look at the way that entrepreneurs think, they all think in exactly the same way in terms of ideas, barriers, and outcomes. And that's the real secret of great entrepreneurs. It's how they think to create solutions that solve problems. And that is really what CEOs want in their organization. They want their people to have an entrepreneurial mind.